I think girls' participation in sports is important just to continue to show and demonstrate that we are capable of doing anything that we've set our minds to.
I think girls' participation in sport is important because you learn so many valuable life lessons that will just carry you on throughout your life, whether you play through elementary, middle school, or high school, or to the college level. You just learn so many great lessons.
Some advice that I would give to a young girl starting out in sports would be to embrace the challenges, embrace the daily grind, and just really put your best foot forward and give all the hard work that you have every single day in practice.
To me, being a woman in sports means just to have an opportunity to inspire and act as a role model for young girls that are also playing sports.
I always looked up to and still look up to Simone Biles. I think she's incredible, so much grace and poise, but she's a super fierce competitor.
Growing up, I loved all the women on the UConn women's basketball teams. I loved watching their games and just, they are the ones that inspired me to want to play college basketball one day. I loved how dedicated and hardworking they were, and they won a lot of games, so it was really fun to watch.
I looked up a lot to Diana Taurasi. I loved her game, and I was a big fan of hers when she was playing for the Phoenix Mercury, and I'd show up to the Seattle Storm game in her jersey, and I just really liked how she played.
I hope to see women's sports in the future to continue to grow. News coverage of the games has grown tremendously since I was a young girl, and I think we just can continue to grow that and put some respect into women's basketball.
I hope to see in the future for women's sports just more coverage. I think that in recent years that there's been a lot of progress made towards that. I just think that there can be more growth.
I think the biggest barrier for women's athletics today is maybe just a lack of understanding or a lack of knowledge or respect, just knowing that these female athletes put in all of the time, all of the effort that the boys do. The game is still growing, and I would love for people to just respect and acknowledge that and continue understanding that.
One thing I would tell myself if I knew I was going to be a Division I athlete when I was young would be to never give up, never quit. With being a Division I athlete, there's a lot of pressures and challenges that come your way, but if you stay persistent and don't give up, you're gonna be really proud of yourself.
To be a woman in sports for me means that I'm capable of everything that a man can do, and I can put in just as much hard work and effort as a male could.
One word I would use to describe myself is passionate.
One word I'd use to describe myself is hardworking.
One word I'd use to describe myself is joyful.
I would say hardworking.
One word I would use to describe myself is determined.